good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I want to begin by acknowledging that today we said goodbye to 3 members of our community who were killed on May 14th when a racist gunman opened fire at Tops on Jefferson Avenue. We want to offer our love and our support to their families. From that act of hate, this community has responded with love, and we send our love again today to everyone impacted. And Feedmore Western New York will continue to fight hate in this community through acts of love and kindness. We envision a future where everyone is treated with dignity and where food access and equity are human rights. Upper Room Church of God in Christ, where we're here today, has been a partner food pantry of Feedmore Western New York, serving this community and helping work towards that goal for nearly 30 years. And more recently, our partners at the Resource Council and the County of Erie have joined us to continue to spread that message and work to help people who are in need of food assistance. Feedmore Western New York is proud to partner with them and many local community partners in order to continue to serve our neighbors who have been affected by the mass shooting and the subsequent closure of Tops on Jefferson Avenue. We began working with these partners immediately following the tragedy on May 14th, and we continue to work daily with them to assess and meet the needs of our community. And as these strategies evolve, we have seen that our network of food pantries and dining sites, 11 of which are within a three-quarters of a mile radius of Tops on Jefferson Avenue, have the capacity and infrastructure to provide nutritious food and essential items to our neighbors needing those resources. We strongly encourage community members to utilize our food pantry network as a first line of food assistance during this time and for as long as they may need to. Our dining sites and pantries, like Upper Room Church of God in Christ, are part of the fabric of this community and can offer a rich variety of food items and long-term sustainable solutions to support our neighbors. These agencies receive product from Feedmore Western New York, and they will continue to receive emergency food kits and donated items from our organization as they open their doors to our community members. Anyone who's looking to connect with one of these agencies may call us at Feedmore Western New York at 716-822-2002 or visit our website at feedmorewny.org. For individuals who are homebound and cannot shop or prepare their own food, Feedmore Western New York provides home-delivered meals. In fact, we have 5 home-delivered meal sites within a 5-mile radius of that Tops on Jefferson Avenue. And again, anyone who needs home-delivered meals is encouraged to reach out to Feedmore at 716-822-2002 or again, visit our website, feedmorewny.org. Feedmore will also continue to hold emergency food distributions as a supplemental form of food assistance. And tomorrow, Feedmore Western New York and the Resource Council of Western New York will hold an emergency food distribution at the Resource Council, located at 347 East Ferry Street from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And from every Wednesday through July 6th, Feedmore Western New York will continue to partner with the Resource Council to hold emergency food distributions at their site from 3 to 7 p.m. The Resource Council of Western New York will hold additional food distributions, and we will continue to support those additional distributions with donations. And joining us in a little bit will be Catherine Roberts, President and CEO of Resource Council of Western New York, to talk a little bit more about those efforts. Additionally, Feedmore Western New York will hold food distributions at the Johnny B. Wiley Pavilion, which is located at 1100 Jefferson Avenue, 3 to 7 p.m. every Friday through July 8th. And as always, we will continue our conversations with our many partners to determine ongoing needs and respond accordingly. County Executive Mark Polenkars is here with us today, and we deeply appreciate the county's tireless support in these efforts and their continued assistance at the Johnny B. Wiley Pavilion site with those distributions. And here to talk a little bit more about the county's efforts is County Executive.
Thank you. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I certainly want to thank the church, Upper Room Christ Church, for having us here today and having this food pantry that's always been available to the community. As well as all of our partners in this effort to ensure that the people that are affected by the tragedy from 2 Saturdays ago have an opportunity to get fresh provisions of food. So thank you to Feedmore Western New York for the work that you're doing in partner with the county and in partnership with the Resource Council. Thank you to the Resource Council as well. We have seen in the last couple days, at least at the site, that Feedmore with the county has a drop in actual amount of participants coming through seeking food assistance. And that is why there is going to be a change in the schedule. As was noted, Feedmore is currently basically every day at Johnny B. Wiley Center and the Resource Council providing food assistance, but we have seen a reduction in the number of individuals who are coming in. So we will be partnering continually through the month of June, starting next Friday at the Johnny B. Wiley Center from 3 to 7 between Feedmore, the county, and the Johnny B. Wiley Center. And I want to thank the folks from the Johnny B. Wiley Center, including Executive Director Cedric Holloway, for allowing us to utilize their facility. Erie County will also be partnering with our mental health providers at the Johnny B. Wiley Center from 3 to 7 between now and next Friday, and then we will have different hours that we'll announce next week for the month of June. But this is an example of what our community does. It has to come together in these times of need. There are resources available that existed before the terrible shooting, including food pantries and other available resources to assist people if they do have needs when it comes to food and provisions. The ever popular home delivery program is something that the county partners with Feedmore with regards to what is often referred to as Meals on Wheels, especially for seniors, but there's other food delivery options depending on your age. And we just want people to understand that while we may reduce the number of days and hours that we have the large food distribution sites, it's not because we're just walking away. We're partnering with all to ensure that the needs of the community are met. And we have seen a reduction in the last few days. We understand that there's going to be needs for the foreseeable future, and we will be out there partnering with others like Feedmore, like the Resource Council, and here with this food pantry to ensure that those needs are met one way or another. But I want to thank everybody who's come and volunteered at the site at the Johnny B. Wiley Center, the volunteers who've come and helped out the Resource Council. It is just in a horrible situation, and in a time that none of us wanted to deal with. It is heartening to see our community come together and volunteer their time, donate food, donate provisions, donate money to help those in need. That's what we do in Erie County. That's what we do in the city of Buffalo. I'd like to say it's not just the city of Buffalo that should be known as the city of good neighbors. It's all of Erie County that should be known as the county of good neighbors. And Western New Yorkers coming together to help those in their time of need. And it is heartening to see after such a horrible, horrible incident. Took the lives of 10, injured 3 others, and of course has traumatized so many more, that we as a community have come together to help those in their time of need, and it makes me proud to represent that community. Thank you.
Thank you, County Executive. And now here with us today is our wonderful partner at the Resource Council of Western New York, Catherine Roberts, to say a few words. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you. I'll be brief. The Resource Council of Western New York aims to empower and enrich the lives of youth, adults, and families by providing access to vital programs and services that help meet the needs and values of the communities we serve. With that said, I'm very proud that we have been able to partner with Feedmore of Western New York, Tops Markets, and a number of other partners throughout the Western New York community and beyond to provide a service that is so needed in that community. We are also here today to announce that the Resource Council, along with our partners, Feedmore of Western New York, Tops Markets, and other vendors, will be expanding our food distribution days on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. And we will do so through July 8th. In addition, indoors at the Resource Council of Western New York, we have a coalition of nonprofit partners who are assisting families in need of other critical services, including grief counseling, mental health counseling, access to health services, utility payments that many residents would make at our local Tops Markets. You can pay National Grid, you can pay National Fuel and Spectrum. You can also get assistance with heat and other services as well. We want to make sure that the community knows that we are grieving with them, and we will be with them throughout this as we heal together. Thank you so much.
so much, Catherine. And now to talk a little bit more about Upper Room Church of God and Christ's Food Pantry and our Food Pantry Network is Cynthia Benning, Food Pantry Director.
Thank you. We here at the Upper Room would like to extend our arms to all of our community as we have for the last 30 years. We are open to everyone and anyone that is in need. We try our best to service as best as we can. And throughout this process, we will be open to an extra day, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So please feel free to either give us a call, 716-884-2512. Just stop by during the hours of 9 till 1 o'clock on those particular days. We will service you all the way till 3. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. And Reverend Terry King is with us also to say a few words.
Good afternoon. I just want to say on behalf of the Resource Council and those we're called to serve, great thanks to the Buffalo community, to Tops Markets. Tragedy, no doubt, no question. Behind the scenes, you responded in a way that is unprecedented in the food support and delivery. We thank you. And to our partners at Feedmore. I could not say enough words of praise and thanks for what has happened logistically behind the scenes to provide the thousands of food items to everyone in need at both locations, and especially to the county for your support to our community, steadfast dedication and leadership, and to the emergency management team. And I want to thank Catherine Roberts and her team too at the Resource Council. This represents the heart and the good of Buffalo. I don't know what the future holds, but what I do know is that a new story of Buffalo is being written, that others are going to look back at this tragedy and understand that through tragedy came a unifying of community, a community that loves one another and gives hope to one another and lifts lives where we all can benefit and thrive. And so I thank the partners here, and it's very humbling to serve. And thank you, Buffalo, for giving all that you have. And the needs will continue and remain for some time. But together, we will make this happen.
And I think you hit the nail on the head there about how this has truly been a community response, and we truly are the city and the county of good neighbors, and we appreciate all of our partners who have been making these efforts possible. Our partners at Tops Markets were not able to join us today, but they have been at our side as well throughout all of these distributions, providing product and support, and they provided a few words that I would like to share with you. Tops has been a proud partner alongside Feedmore Western New York, providing necessary food items to the residents of the east side of Buffalo, along with on-site resources after the devastating act of violence that took place on May 14th. Our efforts will continue through Feedmore Western New York as we all together work to heal and to help our community. And we know that there are a lot of people out there who do still want to help and get involved, and we at Feedmore Western New York are continuing to accept those donations that will be used at the Resource Council of Western New York, at the Johnny B. Wiley Pavilion distributions, as well as through our partner agency network, including right here at Upper Room Church of God in Christ. So those donations can be made at 91 Holt Street, HOLT, in Buffalo, zip code 14206. We are still requesting those shelf-stable items like proteins, as well as canned fruits and vegetables, and baby care products, diapers, formula, other essential household items that people need during these times. We also you can also learn more and make any other donations online as well, feedmorewny.org, and check back for volunteer opportunities as well. Thank you so much for coming out today, and thank you for your time.
If someone needs help or needs to stop by one of these distributions, what do they need to know? How do you go about doing it? Is there any prep work that needs to be done, or do you just show?
You can just show up at any of these emergency food distributions that are taking place at the Resource Council of Western New York and at the Johnny B. Wiley Pavilion. And then you can also access our network of food pantries who stand at the ready. You will come in, and the first time you will be served food assistance. After that, they may ask you a couple just different questions, such as household size items, because they want to make sure that they're giving you the proper amount of food for your household size. Again, if anyone has any questions, they're always welcome to call us first at Feedmore Western New York, 716-822-2002, and we can walk you through that process and connect you with your nearest food pantry or soup kitchen.
Something that a lot of residents have been concerned about is that eventually this will not be here and cease to exist. It seems like it has existed before, maybe people didn't know about it. So is this a new effort now to provide food to what's now a food desert? Has there been any other conversation of opening bigger food centers on the east side? Talk a little bit more about that.
Well, Feedmore Western New York can speak to the fact that our legacy organizations, the Food Bank of Western New York and Meals on Wheels for Western New York, have combined had 90 years of experience serving this community. And we have been working with many of our partner agencies for years and years, including Upper Room Church of God in Christ, which has been a member agency for nearly 30 years. So these institutions are fabric pieces of our community. They're part of the fabric of our community, and they have continued to serve our community members and will continue to do so well into the future. What we do hope to achieve is to let people know who may not have otherwise needed to access these food pantries and soup kitchens and home-delivered meal services that now find themselves in a position of needing to do so, that these resources are available. We have wonderful community members who are ready and willing to help, and all you need to do is call us, and we can direct you to those agencies or visit our website, feedmorewny.org. We have a wonderful network, a wonderful county presence, wonderful community partners who are all willing to play an integral role in serving the community during this time.
Question? No. County Executive, I know that Tops isn't here today, but has there been any conversation about opening another supermarket on the east side? I know that one was closed at Broadway and Bailey 3 years ago. There are residents on that portion of the east side that are concerned, scared to go to grocery stores, scared to go anywhere, really.
Well, it is a conversation that we're having internally. I don't want to go into all the aspects of it. There are other locations, it's not just Tops, on the east side of Buffalo, and other stores that have been built in the last few years, like the Aldi's on Broadway, right across from the Broadway Market, Save-A-Lot on the far east side. We know it's a food desert, it's something we're addressing. I don't want it to be people to assume that this is just a Tops issue. There are other supermarkets in this area that could build on the east side of Buffalo and have elected not to. So I know there was some pressure that was being put on Tops that Tops needed to build another supermarket. But I think this is a question of our community and what's needed for the community, and not pointing the finger at one company, which to my knowledge actually has more supermarkets in the city of Buffalo than any other. And there are some very well-known ones that have 2 or 3 in the Amherst, Cheektowaga area and only have 1 in Buffalo. Questions need to be asked of those other corporate citizens. Are they going to potentially build one? So I just want to say that this is a conversation we're having internally. We're working and talking with partners in the private sector. It is not something that's going to happen overnight. Our most important view now is to serve these short-term needs of the community. We can address the long-term in the long term, but I want the public to understand that it is something we're discussing, but we're looking at all of it. We've geo-mapped every single market. And you can look on Google, but Google doesn't always list every market because it depends on who pays for advertising. Their market gets listed on top. So we can see exactly every supermarket, every mini market, every bodega, so to speak, in the city of Buffalo. We know where there's problems, and the east side is the biggest problem. But we want people to take advantage of the resources that are out there in the short term while we address the significant discussion about what will happen in the long term.
Question for either of the Catherines, I think. You guys have been outside the Resource Council and Wiley for just under 2 weeks now. What has it been like to see the need and also the people that are coming out to help?
Well, how about we both go? I can. Do you want to go first?
Sure. I can say the numbers are alarming in terms of the number of people who need access to food every day. We were serving 1,100 on a daily basis, between 1,100 to 1,200 individuals and families. And that is one of the reasons why we had the conversation and worked with Feedmore and Tops Markets to see how we could expand our food distribution from 1 day to 3 days through July the 8th. As I rode to work this morning in the pouring rain, we had individuals standing in line waiting for food. The need is there. The need is absolutely there. And for those individuals who live in that community, who walk in that community, they may need to come once or twice because they are carrying bags in their hands and they can't carry everything at the same time. So that is why it is so critical that where we are, we consider ourselves the center of gravity, right? We have community residents who not only come for food, but they come to just say, I love you. I want to hug. I want services. I want to share how much I appreciate this resource in the community, and I don't want it to stop when the cameras go away. So the Resource Council of Western New York is serving as that community hub, as that safe haven, as that safe place where individuals can come to just say, I want to talk to someone about what I've seen, what I've heard. So for those out there who consider themselves a victim in this, and we all are, right? But for those who are just need someone to talk to, come see us at 347 East Ferry Street. Come see us. Those hours for those services are 9 to 2, and then we open back up to 6 to 9 p.m. On Saturdays, those services are available from 2 to 6. And then on Sunday, we're right back at it from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Come see us at the Resource Council of Western New York. Not only will you have a bag of food waiting for you, but we also want to make sure that we are taking care of your family, your mindset, and in terms of healing through this process that unfortunately has taken the lives of a number of individuals and has affected and impacted us all.
I want to note that I've been at the Johnny B. Wiley site a lot, and the people are very grateful, and it's wonderful because it's important that we serve the community, and the biggest thing I'm hearing from people is thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes.
I want to note that the Biden administration has already sent in to Buffalo, and our team has actually been working with them the last few days through the Department of Justice's Victim Assistance Program, a special technical team which is going to be setting up and announcing very soon a resiliency center, because this is not going to be short term, this is going to be long term. When I say long term, months, potentially years, that people are going to need help, especially on the mental health side. We can probably resolve the issues with food a lot quicker than we can the issues with the mental health needs and the grieving and the discussions and counseling that people are going to need to have. So there's going to be more announced about that in the upcoming week. But I did want to note that with the president's visit last week, with the vice president coming tomorrow, they're not just coming in and that's it. The federal government is actually putting its money where its mouth is by supporting a resiliency center to help our community overcome this, which will be addressing issues associated with grieving and mental health counseling, as well as food needs of the greater community. I was on a call earlier today with Julie Chavez Rodriguez and Luke McGowan from the White House. They are the two top people for intergovernmental relations, and they were Julie was here with the president last week, and they guaranteed me that the federal government, through the various agencies, primarily from the Department of Justice and their victims advocacy arm, will be here for the long run. This is not just something that's going to happen for 2-3 weeks and then people wonder what happened. They're going to be here for the long run, as we all will.
Well, and I think everyone has certainly summed up that this need will not be going away, and what we've been hearing has been a lot of community members who are very grateful,
Yes.
but a lot of community members who are in need, who have been in need and will continue to remain in need. So what we do strongly encourage is the community to remember that there are emergency food distributions, like the ones that we are holding at the Resource Council, like the additional ones at the Resource Council that we will be supplying food to, like our wonderful distribution at the Johnny B. Wiley Pavilion, and our amazing network of food pantries and soup kitchens who have these infrastructures in place to serve the community for a long-term solution. So we do encourage anyone, again, who is in need of food assistance to reach out to us at Feedmore, WNY.org, or call us at 716-822-2002, because we have many wonderful partners who are willing to spread the love, and many wonderful partners who are standing at the ready to serve our community during this time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.